Hello, I am here for the encouragement of the day. A little late, nevertheless, I'm here. Today is Friday. Happy Friday. Lots of plans for the weekend. So I decided that I had been being called by my Oracle Sevens energy deck. And so that's what we will be pulling from today. And then also, there has been such a call to my Circle of Life tarot deck. The imagery on there has been very interesting and calling out to me as well. So we'll be using that deck for the tarot. Let's take a look. Any encouragement for today, Spirit? What is the encouragement that you want to highlight today? The encouragement being highlighted today. All right, I hope you guys are well. Let me introduce myself. I am Letty. And if you are new here, welcome to LettiSpeaks. Feel free to look around, lots of different things to check into on the page, from meditations to chakra, healing to healing activities, to tapping into your gifts, right? So many things to check out. Make sure you look around, okay? Like, share, comment as well. And so let's jump in. If you're returning, hey, welcome back. Let's see what Spirit has for us today. So number 3, Time Machine, comes out. Time Machine. Number 4, Great and Full, comes out. And then number 12, 3 times 4 is 12, right? Is Bearing Fruit. And so this almost feels like, and it feels like it's divided into 3 distinct sections: past, present, and future. In the past, we have the time machine, which is kind of like a modality that helps us to keep track of what has happened so far. If you could actually travel back to a time machine, to a time in a time machine, where would you go? Where would you go? What point in time would you go back to? And let me do this. I am going to light my candle. What point in time would you actually travel back to? What point in time actually draws your attention or your awareness, right? Because this is what the time machine is talking about. It's almost like a window that may afford you an opportunity to go back to a certain place, a certain time, a certain space of your existence in the past. And it's definitely showing that there has been a time and a place where that has happened. It's acknowledging that it happened, right? And that may be something that you think about often. That may be something where there was a turning point in your life, or where there was something that happened that totally shifted everything into a different direction, right? But there's something here about time and being able to travel back if possible. And I feel like the overall energy feels like, yes, it's okay to look back. It's okay to observe and to take note of where you've been. But Spirit is clearly saying, don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck there. For someone, you may be existing in many different timelines right now. You may be existing in many different timelines right now. And in those different timelines, there may be the presence of like different patterns that you've inherited, conditioning. There could be lessons that you've already learned in some of them. There could be evidence of rote memory of different things. And so all of that plays a part in where you are right now. And Spirit is basically saying, yeah, it's okay to think back, to look back, to observe, right? Especially if you are looking back and it's an indicator for you. Wow, look how much I have grown since then, right? Even looking a year back, like some of us can look a year back and see tremendous growth, like the whole thought pattern, the whole mindset is totally different, to the point where you may not even know yourself if you pass by yourself on the street. But Spirit is overall saying not to get stuck there. It's okay to look back and to see what you've learned and see how you have evolved and how you've grown. Just don't get stuck there. There's a lot of things that we can learn from the past. There's things that give us an advantage, right? If we're able to learn from it. And we're not even talking about our own past. We're talking about history now, right? It affords us the ability to be more empowered, especially as it pertains to breaking patterns. That's someone's child. Or learning how to navigate this new space that we're in. And so it almost feels like being able to travel back in time. There's some clear vision in regards to the past today. And that may in fact give you an advantage, like you have a magical map, right? Think of it that way. That helps you to navigate your current circumstances. That's what the past is. It's a magical map that helps us to navigate our current circumstances. And so, yeah, visit the past, learn from the past, draw up the past and take a look at some of the things that we've learned, some of the lessons and experiences that we've had. But just don't get stuck there. Just don't get stuck there, okay? It's a tool, right? It's even a tool that helps us to heal, right? A lot of my healing has been going back to the past and remembering. As uncomfortable as that's been, it has been very significant. It's been very instrumental in my healing journey. This time machine, right? Talking about time, going back in time. But if you could go back, where would you go? And would you change anything if you could? And how would that change you right now? Would you change anything? Because I don't know if any of you have ever watched that movie, The Butterfly Effect, right? One minute little change could very well alter the whole timeline that you're on. So that's a great question. Would you change anything? Or would you keep everything the same so that you can arrive back at this same place right here, right now? Because some of the lessons that you've learned, you may not know them if you change the course of history, the course of your history. And so though it's a very magical tool, the past, this concept of a time machine, history, a very magical tool. It's purposeful. And Spirit is saying, yes, it's very wise and it's beneficial to look back. Just don't get stuck there, okay? Someone may be looking back and just kind of going back, opening up Pandora's box and going back in time and getting very connected, right? But don't get stuck there, because that's not where you are anymore, okay? And then we have the present, which is great and full. I can't help but think of the Ace of Cups here. Very abundant energy, overflowing with every good thing. Every good thing. And this right here is, I feel like in the present tense, this is definitely dealing with the mind as well. Another one of a beautiful thing that we've done on the channel here is going into mindfulness. And that's what this cup is reminding me of. It's reminding me of being present. It's reminding me of mindfulness as a practice of gratitude, and, you know, knowing that everything that you are in this moment is enough. Everything that you have in this moment is exactly what you're supposed to have to do what you're supposed to do in this moment. It's enough. And then not only that, taking it a step further, setting intentions on what it is that you want to show up in your right now, and taking action on those intentions, right? Letting go of anything, right, that would cause you to stagnate. Anything attached to form, having to have things be a certain way for you to be content, or for you to be happy, or for you to realize how fortunate you are and how your cup is in fact overflowing. No shadow of a doubt, that is what it is. Before we can even begin to understand and process, you know, manifesting our desires, like, we have to practice being present and being grateful for what we have right now. Because if we're not, then when we get whatever that thing is that we're manifesting, we're still not going to be happy. Our contentment and happiness in this moment sets the stage for what it is that we're manifesting. It sets the stage for us to be fulfilled in whatever that is. That's the part of detaching from form. However that shows up, it's understanding that that's what's good, and it serves some kind of purpose for us, okay? And so the beginning of that is understanding the need to be grateful, the need to show the sense of appreciation for everything that is right now, great and full, right? This cup says there is nothing lacking right now. We have everything that we're supposed to have. We have everything that we need. And part of this also is surrendering to a truth that there is enough. Not only for me, there's enough for you. There's enough for everybody, right? We serve an unlimited source. All we have to do is look out in nature and see how the birds are continuously taken care of. They're given exactly what they need each day. Nothing less, nothing more than what they're supposed to have. The flowers. In the summer, we don't get a lot of rain, yet we still see flowers all around, right? Condensation makes its way to the flower in the form of water. We are given what we need when we need it, right? There's always a way that those things will make their way to us if we're supposed to have them. And just knowing that you, I, we are enough just as we are. No matter how many undercutting messages try to get us to believe something different, at the end of the day, it's understanding that, listen, no one else's success can make you feel small. So it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't matter, when it comes to looking at how accomplished other people are. because we all carry our own potential, and it's brimming in its own unique way. That's what we're focusing on. And so this feeling of gratitude becomes the magic energy. It becomes the magic word. You know, you come to a door and they're like, say the magic word, right? That's the magic word, gratitude. Gratitude is the magic word today. What are you grateful for? What do you have today that you didn't have a year ago? And are you appreciative of that? Are you? That's a question to ask. Are you appreciative of it? Because that makes all the difference, and that is going to actually make the difference with tomorrow as well. When you expand or you move forward into your tomorrow, you're taking that same attitude forward with you. And so right now is a good time to really think on these things, to contemplate on the word enough. I am enough. I have enough. There is enough. How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel abundant? If you say it enough times, it will. You'll begin to believe it. And the things that you desire will begin to manifest in your physical world. Next thing you know, you will have more than enough. And doors will be opening that you didn't even realize was your door, right? All these opportunities will begin to spring up all around you because of your attitude of gratitude. This abundance that will be overflowing from your cup will manifest on the outside of you. That same abundance from the inside will begin to reflect on the outside and overflow. And then the last card is bearing fruit. Just like a tree planted by the rivers of living water that brings forth fruit in its season. Yeah. Now, bearing fruit gives me the energy of course, bearing, we're birthing. And also we're bringing forth results of our hard work. Yeah. Again, talking about bringing things into form, manifesting, right? But this is the space between our external world and our inner world, where we were just talking about the energy of the inner world needs to be gratitude. And it needs to align with our feelings and our beliefs, right? This is all part of that transaction between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. Bearing fruit. And it brings me to ask, if our lives were trees, what kind of fruit would we be bearing? If our lives were trees, then what kind of fruit would we bear on our tree? Thinking about the efforts that we put in and how we do it, the mindset as we're doing it, as we are putting action in, right? As we are sowing into our dream, like what kind of fruit would bear on the tree as we think about how we do things and the intention and the motivation behind doing things. If that was to be reflected in the material world, what would that fruit look like? Because there's always a connection, there's always a correlation between what we expect to see and what we actually see. There's that intention that's happening there, and what we're projecting unconsciously as well. Everything is connected, and always, in all ways of existence, everything is connected. And there is energy flowing from the invisible world into the visible world. Yeah. And so this is talking about that correlation between the two. And if they align, because if they do, then what we're intending, we're seeing on this side of the veil. It's almost like that you will reap what you sow principle. If we sow bitterness and grief and dissension, then we may be seeing that on this side. But if we're sowing love and healing and personal responsibility, right? Yeah. So you are fertile. You're fertile, and you're in a very fertile season of your life. You're powerful in this way. You have more influence than you think. You're not just waiting for something to happen, but you're very much a part of that process. That's what it means to co-create. There's certain things that we are able to do to bring those things to pass. Yeah. And so this may be for someone that may be particularly good at bringing or making things happen with very little effort. If that's you, you may be being called to pay a little bit more attention to what you're manifesting, and so that you can understand a little bit more what you're manifesting. You get it? The two are very important. Whether it's your career, whether it's personal relationships, all of that is under your influence right now. And if you don't like what you're manifesting, it's time to look within. Right? It's almost like pruning the proverbial tree so that you can get into alignment with. So basically, what this is asking is that there is clarity with what is being intended right now. There's clarity with the intention. Understand that those two work hand in hand. Be careful your thoughts, because for whoever this is for, you are in a very fertile season of your life where you are bringing things into fruition. I don't know why I'm hearing like hot water cornbread. Do y'all eat hot water cornbread? Do you know what that is? Somebody does. Are you frying hot water cornbread? Anywho, let's get some tarot. More information on this encouragement of the day, Spirit. more information on this encouragement of the day. 10 of Cups, the Fool, more encouragement for today. 5 of Cups and 8 of Cups. Fulfillment is in the air. So first of all, with the 10 of Cups, for someone, you are bearing so much fruit. You're bringing in so much, you're not even going to be able to handle it all. You're not even going to be able to carry it all. Yeah, this is huge, whatever this is. And with the 5 of Cups, like for some of you, it's lots of small little fulfillments. It's lots of little small things that you're bringing in, but for someone, it's big. It may be something huge, right? One big wish that you are bringing in, one big desire that you're pulling in. So much so that you are just going to be drowning in stuff. There's a person here amongst all this stuff. See right there? And it's almost like they are up to their neck in stuff. Up to their neck in stuff. Literally just drowning in it. And so this also, I feel like, could be like a change in direction. Like you may not even be that, excited, about stuff, right? The 8 of Cups talks about moving to something greater. It's actually like graduating to something higher. It's some type of achievement that you're seeking. And it's almost like you've mastered this level that you're at. So you're looking for something more challenging, something that's going to give a different fulfillment. Because you've mastered this level. There's nothing left here for you to do. So it's time to move up to something different, to something more, to the next level. And of course we have the Fool here, right? New beginnings. And of course it's the number 0. For me, I take a lot of enjoyment when the Fool comes out because it tells me that there's no ceiling on this. This could actually go and grow as big as you desire for it to. There's no preconceived limits that are on this. It's open-ended with the 0, right? 0 is limitless. There is no limit. It's not even a number. It's just the possibility that's there. But I also noticed this cat that's trying to save this person from doing too much, too fast, without giving thought. There may be signs all around, but you're so, set on going forward and, doing whatever it is you're doing. You may not, in fact, be seeing everything. You may not be catching the signs. And so there may be a need to be more attentive. As we were saying with bearing fruit, Spirit is saying, mind your intentions, because you are in a very fertile time of your life right now. Things are happening rapidly, right? Matter of fact, start analyzing your process with the outcome to see if it's equal. Is that what you were intending? If not, okay, what was going on over here in the mental processing, right? What was going on over here in the intention phase of it? And so there may even be a little bit of need to take note in this process, in this time as you're moving into something new, right? In this very explorative energy, in this very limitless energy, yet there are certain things that we need to really get detailed about and pay attention to, okay? And for me, just to say this Ten of Pentacles says that you want fulfillment. You want livelihood. You want experience. You want to feel alive. And so there is this journey that's happening for you as you're passing through this experience of realizing that you desire a greater level of interaction for life. You may in fact be looking back, right, at different experiences that you've had that led you to this place. You may be analyzing where you are now. Definitely taking note of being grateful for where that is, where you've come from, accounts for where you are right now. And even as you move forward into this abundance, and remember, abundance is not just stuff. It is stuff, but it's so much more. It's so much more than stuff. It's experience. It's fulfillment. It's having your cravings quenched, the craving for life and for connection, for health, for stability, right? Abundance is so much more. And you're going through this journey, even as you move forward into that, it's learning more about that process. And in learning more about that process, you become the master, right? To where, again, things aren't just happening on the fly, but you are part of that process, right? Yeah. So from the 10 to the Fool to the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Cups, it may feel, there may be parts in there as we get to this 5 of Cups where it feels a little weird, right? As you're transitioning out of those old spaces. But it's for the desire that's brewing in your heart. It's for the craving for something more, something greater. That fulfillment that you are desiring right now, that you've come to understand about yourself. You need more. And that's okay. Because Spirit is with you on that. Spirit says, yes, I agree. You do need more. Let's do this. And so you're on this process right now. You're on this journey right now. And I do feel like it's going to be bigger than you're anticipating. It's going to be bigger than what you're anticipating. Now, what you're running into, though, is the Tower, is the shaking of fallow ground, the shaking of things, that is flying off as you are moving into this new timeline. The shaking off of things that you're not even going to need when you get where you're going. There may even be things that try to follow you there, things that haunt you, right, from your past, trying to follow you into your future. But Spirit is not going to let that happen. Spirit is going to make sure that those things get shaken off of you. And so when these things happen, when these storms come about as you are making this transition, understand it's not to knock you off, but that storm is knocking things off of you. Okay? The storm is knocking things off of you because they're not coming with you. The Tower serves as a way to make sure that your foundation is stable so that you don't build on shaky ground. Okay? So that we don't build on shaky ground. All right, and let's go ahead and see what else comes out. Because the Tower is not scary. I don't see the Tower as scary. I see the Tower as necessary. It's almost like being in, I don't know why I'm thinking of this as an example, but I'm thinking of being in school and being, you know, in your class or being in the hallway, just hanging out with your friends, and the principal comes down the hall, right? Everybody kind of tenses up. But if you don't have anything to be fearful of, right? If you are in fact doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're not out of alignment, you have nothing to be fearful about. The Tower feels like that to me. Again, it comes to shake up fallow ground. Anything that's not secure and built on a firm foundation will be shaky and will be able to be knocked off. It comes to remove those things because the whole idea is to keep you in this firm, solid foundation, a sure foundation. And so it's not scary. It's not supposed to be. And then lastly, we have the Ten of Pentacles. More abundance, the completion. Ooh, I hope I don't get pinged for that by YouTube. We have the completion of that. And it almost feels like bringing whatever that is to fruition. In this picture, they're holding the baby. Of course, it could be a literal baby, but it could also be symbolic of what's being born right now through you. What's coming to fruition through you. You're bearing your fruit will be fulfilled in its totality with the Ten of Cups. That's completion. Not only abundance, but it's prosperity. Not only for you, but even for those coming after you. They're holding a baby. This is something that will be able to be handed off to those coming after you. This is something you can hand down. This is something that you can pass on. This is legacy, enterprise, wealth, health, stability, and everything in between. What is it that you desire? What fruit are you bearing? Yeah, this is more than just about you. Three of Cups on the bottom. This is about those to come as well. those coming after you, and possibly those that came before you as well. But it's definitely about fulfillment. There's something that you are fulfilling. All right, so let's see. Any other messages for my viewers? What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I'm going to come back and see what this means for each of the signs is what I'm going to do. And so this is part 1. I'm going to label the next video part 2. Okay, and it'll have the same title as this one. And if you are interested, you can click on that link to see how it is going to relate to your sign. Okay. All right. What do we have here? The Page of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Page of Wands brings in very creative energy, this very explorative, very young, willing energy, open energy, balanced with the Queen of Pentacles, which is very stable, dependable. Yeah, we're open for new experience, but we're going in a responsible way because we understand the seriousness of what we're doing. Okay, so go over to my next video. I'm going to break it down and see how this energy, how this information is going to be applicable to each individual sign. Okay, thank you for listening. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you'll follow me over to my other reading, the part 2 of this. Okay, my name is Letty, and I'll see you on the other side. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe if you have not, so you'll be notified when I do post other content and go live. Okay, see you on the other side, my friends. Bye.